Hey guys, Aaron here. Been a little while since I've done a knife video, but I do have a new custom knife to show you. Um, Actually, I have a bunch of new custom knives to show you, but I'm going to do these videos one at a time. This is a slip joint, so a non-locking knife that's held open by the spring along the spine here. I have found myself becoming increasingly interested in these knives and perhaps a little less so locking tactical folders. Just taste change, I don't really know. But this is one of my favorites. I love carbon fiber, one of my favorite materials, and I do really like nicely like bolstered, fluted slip joint knives. I just think that it really, really dresses up a knife like this. This particular knife is a 3 and 5/8 inch clip point trapper pattern made by Bret Dowell. Bret is a custom slip joint maker based out of Canton, Oklahoma. He works very closely on the traditional bows and other traditional knife maker patterns, and he keeps his proportions really, really tight to those original patterns. Um, so, like I said before, this is a 3 and 5/8 inch. That's the closed measurement of the knife. That's how sizes are measured in slip joint knives. It's clip point. You can see the clip here. Trapper pattern. Um, we have a nice satin blade there off the grinder with a really nice swedge on it. We have these satin finished fluted bolsters that are integral, meaning they are part of the liner underneath. And then carbon fiber handle scales with I think this is the Federal Shield, if I remember it correctly. I could be wrong. But just overall, some of my favorite materials in one of my favorite configurations. Um, Bret just makes a fantastically finished slip joint knife. You can see a little bit of a line here along the spring. That's not unusual. Some makers can get rid of that entirely, but that's not unusual, and I wouldn't take that as a mark of lack of quality. There's some debris down there in the handle channel, but overall, just really, really nice. Slip joints. People will often talk about the walk and talk of a slip joint. The walk meaning the feeling of the blade moving against the spring, and the talk meaning the snap as it snaps into each position. I don't know if you can hear that. That's the talk, if you can hear it. Um, so anyway, in terms of like an actual EDC carry, I use small utility knife that you might use to open mail, cut food, open packages, all the stuff that we typically do with our EDC knives. Um, the trapper pattern has become one of my favorites, largely because of the slimness of it. It fits in the pocket next to a flashlight or a pen or something like that really well. I love the clip point blade with a slight recurve, lots of slicing and cutting power here. I believe it's either ATS 34 or CPM 154. I don't know exactly. And then ergonomically, the handle swells towards the back with this slight negative angle to it. So when you hold it, your hand just wraps right around it and you get a really positive grip. I don't have a ruler out here right now, but the blade is probably just shy of 3 inches. Um, and like I said, it's ground very thin. So I think that's pretty neat. And it does work very, very well for EDC tasks. Anyway, um, Bret's knives are fairly available. You can find them on Blade forums or on some of the slip joint groups on Facebook. You can expect to pay anywhere between, I mean, depending on the knife and the materials, anywhere between like 3 and $7 or more. I think I gave 5.5 for this one, which is a little high, but this is exactly the configuration that I wanted out of this knife. Bret also does take orders, but I believe he has a considerable backlog. If you got on his books now, it would be several years before your name came up. Um, but if you're not in a hurry, that's a great way to do it too. So, like I said, check him out on Blade forums. Look for him on the Facebook groups. And those are going to be your best ways to try and get knives from him. He does occasionally post knives for sale on the Folders by Knife Maker on Blade forums too. A buddy of mine just bought a sway back that way. Anyway, at the fear of droning on, I'm just going to cut this short here. About a good 5-minute video for you on this knife. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say. All right, guys. Aaron out of here.